Hey there guys, how's it going? It's pretty damn nice out, ain't it? Look at this shit. Look at this. Woo! It's snowy yet it's so bright. I'm going blind. That's why I need my Johnny Hollywood glasses. And random vlog, because I wanted to actually test how good the camera looks outside, stuff like that. Because I was thinking of doing some kind of my sister wants to do a gym video, but I was also thinking of doing like a Johnny Flickster, and Chris Tuckman just did it, the Rocky 4 type one. So I want to do that, but different music, something like that. So it's like you could do some like Rocky 4 type shit out here, shoveling snow or something. I don't know. What else do you do? Left up a cart full of people. I don't have Polly. Let's go find the one spot that doesn't have snow. We'll stand there for a minute and talk. Soak in the vitamin D. Need to get serious for a minute. I actually can't. Woo! That's bright. I'm like, no, I'll take the glasses off. I can't. It's so bright. I change it just a little bit. I change it now. I'm messing with the filters a little bit. I'm like, the bright outsidiness would make it prime for changes. Right now I put it on vivid mode, and I gotta slip these on. Otherwise I look like Clint Eastwood. I don't train girls. I don't like fighting with them. I don't like training them. You fight like a girl. Yeah, I was watching $1 Million Baby. Did I mention that before? I watched it a couple weeks ago. Depressing ass fucking movie. I gotta keep switching arms too. My arms get tired. I was at the gym, was in there doing shit, and I realized nothing. You know what's nice about the gym in my town, at least? There's kind of set times where it's like, I know if I go here at this time, it's gonna be pretty good and I won't be bothered. I can't go there at night. Night is when all the dudes, all the bros come out and they're all working out together. Yeah, and there's a couple people sometimes that fucking, they sit there and they're grunting like they're like giving birth to a child. And it's like, come on. And dropping weights, like I understand if you've got really super heavy weights and you're doing like deadlifts, I understand it's going to kind of drop when you put it down each time. But like if you got 30, 40 pounds and you're dropping it, it's like, fuck you. That happened once. Like the 35s, I think it was, they broke. And so that was not quite a year ago, somewhere 6-7 months ago. I was doing like for bicep curls and all that, I was at 35 pounds. Now I'm at like 45, 50. But back then it was 35. It's like, now I can't do that because I don't have mine, so I had to up the weight a little bit more than I was ready to, but that's what we did. So I don't like going at night. It's just grunty, droppy people. They're apes. They're goddamn apes. They're like chimps, because I'm a gorilla. What the fuck was that? I should do that at the gym though. If I want a machine, like just start crouching and hobbling up to people. And just be like, oh my god, I'm losing it. I've lost my damn mind, but that seems like a good idea. This is my audition to be in the new War of the Planet of the Apes. If someone wants me in their movie, put some green spandex on me, I'll play a gorilla. Can I do it? Does it look like a Zack Snyder movie if we dramatic uptake? I'm like Superman, a Zack Snyder movie, except it's not black and white, but it might as well be. Man of Steel, fuck. I'm hoping the new Batman is good. I call it Batman even though it's Batman, Superman. It's a Batman movie, okay? Alright, back to the normal. I could have sat there all day like, look, here's a blue filter, whatever. It's not the point. It could be, but then I'll lose track. 30 minutes go by. It's like all I did was mess with filters and make old Terminator jokes because it was blue, so it's Terminator 2. You want to walk this field? Let's look at this real quick. Let's test the zoom on this son of a bitch. Wow! How creepy would that be? I can't really see what I'm filming right now, but if I go to edit this and I'm looking, and when I zoom in you see like a face of like some deranged cannibalistic monster. That'd actually be that'd make me happier with life. What was I talking about? People in the gym. Took me 10 minutes to figure out. So yeah, night sucks. And early morning, I can't wake up too early. It's like, I'm not getting up before 9 unless I have to for work. So going to the gym, it's like I wake up at 10 pretty much on the dot, 9:50, 10. So I can get there by like 10:30, maybe closer to 11. Between 10:30 and like 1, maybe 2, that's like go time. No one's ever there usually, except for classes sometimes. Most of the time, no one's ever there. So I can box on that thing for like an hour. And fucking, I bruised my hand. Like this knuckle, I'm sorry, but it's that knuckle. It's all bruised up. So every time I hit, it's like, that hurts. But I do it anyway to feel manly and lift the weights, get a good pump, as Johnny Flickster would say. Call him Johnny Flickster, that's not his name. And it's nice when no one's there. I don't like it when people aren't there. I can look at myself a lot more in the mirror and not feel like a total douchebag, even though just tracking the progress. So let's crouch down for a second. Let's talk with the sun over my shoulder, dramatically. But I don't know about what. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I'll announce it here. I'm going to do some kind of gym video. And it's not even worth mentioning because it's not like, oh, dude, you're so buff. You're always rippling with baby oil. You need to show us what you do in the gym. It's something my sister thought would be a fun thing to do. So it'll be like me and her doing a gym video for fun. And also a good way to track my progress where it's like in video I can study all the little ways my muscles look. And then a year from now it'll look better. The problem is I never filmed and took pictures of myself shirtless and all that a year ago. Like I started going to the gym November 2014, like the very end of November. And I was like 260. Now I'm like 233. So a year and like 4 months, something like that. And I lost pretty much 30 pounds. That's pretty good, right? It's because of the tights. I wore tights and then I love doing leg shit. Squats, made those squat gains. That's real good. In reality, right now, I'm talking about so much nonsense and like this video is probably only going to be like 10 minutes or so. Maybe even less, depending how much I edit out, because I just wanted to soak up the sun. As I said, I just want that. I want that little thing to give me all the vitamin D I can handle, then a little bit more. And talking to the camera is a good excuse to do that, because otherwise I have no reason to just walk around in circles. But I should, like, right now I should be doing a Q&A answering session. Do a Q&A, like print it off on paper, and then just walk around answering all the questions. I need to pay someone to follow me with the camera, though, because I need to hold the paper. That's a good idea. Get my brother to do that. Dawson, you hold the camera and you film me. Make me look fucking good, or I will crush you. Oh, you know what I gotta do first? I gotta do this first. That's the point of this video. There's some bullshit, but we're gonna do some quick spoiler talk about movies, because that's something I've been meaning to do forever, and I couldn't get it up to just sit there, turn the camera on, set up all the lights, and talk about some movie spoilers. Star Wars, I'm going to do that. Even though that would have been much better in December, and the moment's kind of passed, we're going to do it anyway. I'll do 3 laps, and if I don't get all my thoughts out on Spectre and Mockingjay, then fuck me. So, Spectre was a good Bond movie. Good in quotes. It was very well shot and directed and acted, but the writing sucked dick a little bit. And we're talking about Blofeld because, and spoiler alert for Mockingjay Part 2 and Spectre, it's been a fucking while. I should have did it so long ago. Doing it now, if you if you get spoiled, that's your fault. But basically, so Spectre, it was good. They were doing it right, and then Blofeld seemed so mysterious and all that. Then they decided, well, let's make it so they're like sort of like brothers because they grew up together, and Blofeld hates him because his dad liked Bond more, so he killed his dad, and so that's their rivalry. That's fucking weak and lame, and yeah, who gives a shit about that? Not to mention Blofeld was so underused. We all pretty much knew it was going to be Blofeld, even though he had a different name. And then they do the brother thing, and then he gets scarred up, and so he actually looks like Blofeld. I'm like, okay, and then at the end of it, Bond's not going to kill him because he's Blofeld. They want to do him in more movies, most likely. And the reason they bring it up in the movie, being a 00 agent means knowing when to pull the trigger and when not to. Even though every single other Bond movie in history, when have you ever seen him, has the bad guy, a horrible human being, and he's got a license to kill, and he's like, I'm not going to shoot you just because. that's not he's not Batman. Like, that's the problem with Batman. He's a great hero, but at the same time, he's not, because he won't cross that line. He's so self-righteous in his mission to not be evil that he doesn't kill horrible human beings and they get out and all that. It's a vicious cycle. But Bond doesn't have that problem. He's like, listen, you're bad, I'm gonna shoot you. You can't hurt anyone anymore. And this one movie, he decides, I won't. It's so blatantly, we need you to come back for a sequel to maybe actually be a good villain and be used for more than 2 minutes. And it sucks. I should have brought a fucking water bottle out here. I'm just walking and talking, and I have to keep pausing because I'm tired. I need to take a Monster and then drink a bunch of water. Shit. What else did I even want to say about Spectre? That song also, the Sam Smith song. I'm getting, it's coming along. Like, it's grown on me a little bit. I actually bought it. I like it a little bit more. It's still, if you think of it, it's not the greatest Bond song. It's grown on me though. I also like that fucking Tomorrow Never Dies song. Doesn't mean it's a good song. It's just some shitty songs I like. I'm sorry. But that opening credit sequence with that song is such a hot mess of nonsense with the tentacle porn. That's another thing. Woo! That's just, I don't care how many times you watch it. I kind of like it, but it's laughable. And it'll be a joke forever because tentacle porn with Sam Smith crying over top. And the girl, the Bond girl, she was good, but she was like, fell in love with him in about 5 minutes. And then he's going to give up everything for her. He's not going to kill Blofeld. He just wants to go bang that hot blonde chick and ride off into the sunset, because that's a very Bond thing. And that worked out so well for you in On Your Majesty's Secret Service and Casino Royale. It always works out so well, doesn't it? Ooh, what is that? Is that a fucking bear? It's not a bear. From over here, I'm like, fuck, now it's going to turn into Grizzly Man, and I'm going to get eaten. Let's look at, where's my fucking shadow? I can't tell where it is. It's right there. Hi, jackass. See that Spectre? If I did the video back when Spectre came out, like November, it would have been much more succinct, and this is me rambling as I'm walking in a field. But the sunlight feels good, warm on me. And now Mockingjay Part 2. This shit, I was excited about, because I liked Mockingjay Part 1 even. I shouldn't. What it is, it's a little bit abusive. It's an abusive relationship, me and that franchise. Because the first one, I hate the first one. It had some good drama, but anytime there was action going on, it's bad. So I don't want to ever watch that movie again. I hate it. Second one I love so much is a perfect movie almost. And then the third one, it's like they're continuing the drama. It's a lot of character development. That's a good thing, right? But there's so little action in this action franchise of post-apocalyptic child murder. So little was technically happening action-wise that it's like, it is basically what should have been the first 30 minutes of the movie was stretched out. It's like, I like it, but at the same time it is a problem. And as I've said before, the longer time passes between you watching a movie, like the more time distance in between that, the less you give a shit. And you want to know if a movie's actually any good? Think about it. Like right now, thinking about Mockingjay Part 1, it's like, it's bleh, whatever. I don't have high regards for that movie, meaning it wasn't that good. It's not a memorable, great movie like Catching Fire was. And then Part 2, thinking about it now, it was good. There was a lot of cool action, interesting elements. Fucking PETA showed up as a deranged psychopath and found my killer. They killed poor Finnick. That was a bummer. There were zombies in it. Weird shit. But the part I want to talk about is just the ending, because the ending was very interesting. The whole idea of, well, coins using Katniss and they take down Snow and all. There's that weird. They're storming the town, and then it's like, we sort of surrender. All right, all the kids are getting rushed off somewhere, and all the people, and they all get blown up. So it's like a whole bunch of fucking murder right there. Katniss's sister gets killed, which I didn't care for her that much, so I wasn't like depressed about it, like, oh, they killed this character I love. I was so much more upset about Finnick dying. But they do that, and then Coin's like, we got Snow, and they didn't kill him, and it was kind of a weird edit. And when Katniss gets like knocked out from the explosion, and she's on fire, I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna like turn her into Two-Face or something, and she's just all burnt up. I'm like, that's a fucked up ending. But what they did is, they want to, her idea is like, we're going to take all the Capitol's children, all these rich pricks, we're going to take their kids and make them fight in the Hunger Games. So it'll be for our entertainment now. And I thought this franchise would do that. I didn't read the book, so I thought that's the most fucked up, disturbed, amazing ending where it's a vicious cycle. It's just going to keep going, but now it's all these innocent Capitol children are going to have to fight to the death. And our heroes, the oppressed people, become the villains. I'm like, that's so dark. That's amazing. And needless to say, they didn't do that. They totally, Katniss is like, that's kind of fucked up. Let's not do that. So it's going to be like, and so then she's supposed to execute Snow. She shoots Julianne Moore, killed her. And it's like, listen, we're not going to do that, but Snow can get ripped to shreds by the citizens. And I was surprised by literally how optimistic and happy an ending they gave this franchise. There was kind of dark and post-apocalyptic, like shit was never good. There was always little bits of hope. But then they're like, you know what? That hope is finally going to spring from the ashes. The Mockingjay will rise, and it'll be total happy ending. Whatever the fuck happened to Gale, but like Katniss and Peter are going to have kids and play in a field, much like I'm doing right now. I don't think they had a camera talking about nonsense, but yeah, the total optimism of it's just Katniss and Peeta hanging out, and they had kids, they worked everything out, and now they're in a field, and it's a total happy ending, no more badness. I'm like, credit for them to go fully with not a sort of ambiguous, like, no, it's totally happy ending. It's kind of nice to see that where it's not ambiguous, but at the same time, I'm like, I was so excited about the idea of the darker ending of Hunger Games continuing on with the Capitol's kids. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty damn good movie and a good conclusion to the franchise. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about it I wanted to say, really. So many months after it came out. Spectre kind of sucked, as I talked about. The whole Blofeld being Blofeld, and they gave him the scar. He's Bond's brother and all that. I thought that sucked. It was lame, lazy writing. And the whole idea of he was behind everything cheapened it, because it's like Silva was on his own, and he worked with Blofeld, but that was still kind of an independent thing. Fucking whatever, man. The fact that they're trying to make everything so interconnected ruins it. You know what? Bond can have a self-contained story. It doesn't all have to tie in. And oh my god, there's a monster. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, it's gonna kill me. If you see the tape. Ah! Hi, Bailey. Hey, sit down. First, sit down. I'm not petting you if you act a damn fool. Yeah, interconnecting James Bond is stupid. Let him have self-contained stories. Tying everything together in a nice little bow is lame. That's the thing I forgot. And Hunger Games is pretty damn good. It's like, I saved it. I saved all my spoiler thoughts. I can release it. And by the time I do it, I'm not going to remember anything.